Okay guys, today we're going to be exploring numerical patterns. Let's start with our standard. Our standard is 5.par.6.1. Generate two numerical patterns using two given rules. Identify apparent relationships between corresponding terms by completing a table. Our first objective today is going to be to activate your power of knowledge on numerical patterns. Our second objective is going to be working either independently or as a group to generate two numerical patterns, analyze their relationships, and then I want you guys to express your way of how you represented it. So, before we begin, let's do a little review. Do you guys know what it means to talk about patterns in math?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh?
You're looking at 3, 6, 9, 12.
Yes, great example. Jordan?
Red, blue, red, blue, red, blue.
That is a pattern, correct? Okay. So let's look at an example together. Let's say we start with the numbers 2, 4, 6. What do you notice?
They're all even.
That's correct.
They're going up by 2.
Yes. And that's what we would call a rule. A rule determines how the pattern is determined. Okay, so we can tell that these numbers are increasing by 2, like Earl gave us an answer to. So let's look at another pattern. We have 5, 10, 15, 20. Do you guys see what's happening here?
It's increased by 5.
Correct. Good job, Will. Okay, so today I would like you guys to work on two different patterns. I have a worksheet for you to do. You guys can work together. While you guys are doing this, I want you guys to talk among each other and figure out what you see happening in the patterns, what you can find to connect them, and then we'll do a small discussion afterwards, okay? So first, let me pass out your worksheet. And everybody has a pencil today?
Yes.
Okay,
Thanks to you, Sensei.
there you go. And you guys will have 10 minutes to work on this. Feel free to raise your hand if you have questions. And I will be by to talk to you guys in a minute, okay? So I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes, and you guys can begin.
You guys notice there's a bonus challenge?
Bonus.
Yeah, there's a bonus in the back.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
You got the bonus?
Yeah.
Okay. So talking about the bonus?
I'm sure.
Okay. So easy, hard, got it.
Each problem follow the given rules to generate numerical patterns. Complete the table. Analyze the relationship between the two patterns. Answer the reflection question.
Right, so pattern 1, start with 4, add 3. Pattern 2, start with 20, subtract 2. Oh, so we do pattern 1, that means my first number is 4, and now I'm going to do 4 plus 3. So 4 plus 3, that would be, oh nice.
Plus 3 would be 10.
10,
13.
oh snap.
And 16 would come next.
16? Oh, 16, yeah, right.
13 plus 3 is 16.
Thank you.
And the last would be 19. Pattern 2 says start with 20 and subtract. So we start at 20. And we go down to 18.
Oh, yeah, because this time we're going subtracting, so minus.
Going down.
So 18, and then from there we're just going to keep going down by increments of 2. So 16, then
14.
lastly
It's going to be
10.
12 and then 10.
So we have 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, 19, and then 20, 18, 16, 14, 12, 10.
What do you notice about the difference between corresponding terms? Does the difference stay the same? Why or why? So, what does it mean by corresponding terms?
So in this case, okay.
Does it mean pattern 1 and pattern 2?
Basically,
The
yeah.
difference between them.
Yeah.
Well, the rules are different,
This-
but they both stay the same throughout. They're consistent.
I see. If we want to talk about the difference between them, are we just talking about the value,
I mean,
the numeric value?
pattern 1 goes up by 3 while pattern 2 goes down by 3, but they're going. I mean, they're consistent throughout. Like it's
Consistent as far as the up by 3 down.
each pattern doesn't change. There's no change in the pattern for each one. Like it's always going up by 3 or always going down by 2.
Right, for the individual, but if we compare the corresponding terms, if we're saying the corresponding terms is pattern 1 and 2, what's the difference between pattern 1 to pattern 2?
Then pattern 1 is going increasing and pattern 2 is decreasing.
But the difference stays the same throughout, so yes?
Yes. Because of the initial statement of we had to okay,
Yeah.
so it all connects. Okay, cool. So in this case, we notice that 1 is increasing incrementally. Oh, sorry. One is going up by 2, or going up by 3 each time. And then the other one is going to go down by 2 each time.
Good job, guys. Okay, bro. Did you happen to notice a pattern between, or a relationship between pattern 1 and 2?
I
So in
mean,
this case,
they,
we're multiplying.
like I said, they continue to
So
go up by the same amount
start with 2
for pattern 1 and
and
go
double.
down
So
Okay.
2,
for pattern 2.
4,
Okay,
8,
thank you.
16, 32, and then 64.
Right.
And lastly, for pattern 2, we start with 50 and subtract 5.
So you
45, 40, 35, 30, 25. So, in this case, what happened to the numbers in pattern 1 compared to pattern 2? How are they growing or shrinking differently? Oh, so it's kind of like pretty much how rapidly they change. Oh, do you have any questions or anything?
I'm just behind.
Oh, no, you're good. We can help you out. Oh, well, if anything, we could just go ahead. We'll catch up, but let's see. We can knock out the hardest one first. She was talking about,
I'll be able to finish this later for homework.
not the homework. All right, so choose 2 of the patterns above and represent them visually using a graph. What do you notice about how the 2 oh, okay. So problem 1 and problem 2 is what we finished. So we could do problem 1 and we could do problem 2 and put them on the line, on number line. Y'all remember the box and whisker?
How do you do that again?
Okay, you remember number line?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just start with that. Let's go with it. Alright, so this is problem 2. Where's my problem 1? There we go. That's a 0. Alright. Hey, let's get some bar graph to also work. I just decided to do a number line. Would you guys rather do a bar graph?
No,
We can do that line.
Okay.
or number graph,
Number graph works.
number line graph.
So like number line graph?
So you would just be doing like this, or a coordinate graph basically.
Oh, okay.
And then
Oh, scatter plot.
yeah, scatter plot. That's
Scatter plot works.
it better represents the numbers over time.
Yeah, I was gonna do like something similar, but I was gonna pretty much tie it into a box and whisker, but we don't need that. So scatter plot works. So in this case, although our numbers get really big for the second pattern. Our problem
Then
number
we
three.
can show with two different graphs
True.
side by side.
Show how different they are. We might be different, but we are the same. Alright, in that case, for pattern 1,
Pattern 1, we need 20 as the highest.
I'm gonna use my y-axis as pattern 2, and my x-axis as pattern 1.
Why not just have the y-axis as the steps? So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then have both patterns go. So go 5, 10, 15, 20, and then number them that way.
By how much they increase by?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so just focusing on physically the difference.
Yes.
Okay, I was trying to calculate the number. Okay. I guess that would be the best representation then. So in this case, what difference do they all have between the two?
So
You
number
understand what you're
1,
saying?
Yeah.
Oh, you got this.
1 would be here. Number 2
That means our first thing would be
would be here. Number 3 here. 4 here. 5 here. Number 6 here. And then the other would be
So it's pretty standard. It was increasing and decreasing at a standard rate.
20.
Okay. Our time is up for this worksheet. I'm proud of you guys for working together and sharing kind words with each other as you worked. Let's go into a little bit of a discussion about what you worked on today. So, was there any strategies that you guys used while doing your work today?
times tables.
Okay.
Line graphs.
Earl, did you have a strategy?
Using subtraction.
Okay. And that's all stuff that you need to use your pattern, right? And to get correlations between the numbers and what they're doing?
Right.
Okay. Could you guys summarize if one thing was easier or harder for you?
I would definitely say graphing it was harder for me. Picking up on a pattern is easy, but then immediately comparing two patterns would be kind of hard to represent, especially in just one type of graph since there are so many different types of graphs.
That's
Choosing one was
understandable.
hard.
Yeah, because we all had a different way we could graph it. So it was like, oh, what kind of graph will work the best to represent it?
Okay. Would it have worked better to work independently for the bonus question with graphing?
I think us working together was beneficial to help find like a good way to graph it.
I agree to that.
But
Earl's way of graphing it would have been better than the way I thought of it, because my numbers and my number graph would have been very big. but since he focused on just the difference, it made me save space and time.
Okay.
So I do appreciate that.
Yes. Sometimes we can overthink things and get too into it, but that's okay because you guys worked hard, and I see that you guys all did finish your bonus questions. Good job. Okay, so we're gonna take a short little recess and come back and do a reflection on how we felt about the lesson. Okay?
Okay.